We've entered the crazy town in these chapters. Welcome back to my channel, guys. It's me, Irvin, with another um, manga chapter reviews for you guys from Shonen Jump, the Ichinose family's deadly sins. Now, I'm not sponsored by Shonen Jump, so you guys can find it anywhere you want, but I am reacting and reviewing the most recent chapters out time of recording. I do want to specify that by the time this video releases, there will be at least one or maybe two more chapters already out. So for now, I'm all cut up. 34, 35, 36, 37 are the ones that are released right now. So I'm going to review those in this video, talk about them, what I think, and gosh, it's crazy town. It really is. I couldn't stop. I'm a little tired. I've been busy, but I couldn't stop reading it. So I'm so glad that I'm caught up to the series already, because it is pretty good. Before anything, guys, if you haven't done so by now, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Give some love to my channel by subscribing, liking, and commenting here as well. You guys can check out the other videos of this series. You guys can find you can find a playlist, but also find the videos here on my channel. So either or will take you to the Ichinose family's at least since. So again, this is going to be on 34, 35, 36, and 37. So four chapters. We're going to start with 34. 34, um, Tsubasa essentially goes and confronts his brother. So he saw him on TV, and he's like, "What the heck? You have a family? Like the kid looks a little too old to be your kid, and you have a wife. She looks kind of young. math, math doesn't go in, right? Um, so I thought it was gonna be another dream, but it's not. I guess not. He confronts him, and he's like, "Yeah, we are completely strangers. We're all basically drifters that decided to live together." Um, we don't get a lot of story from the girl. We do get a story from the little boy, and it comes from the following chapter. But before then, essentially, they act like they're a family, and they live together, and they do things together. Now, there is a point where Tsubasa says, things like, "Well, why are you guys here together? Like, where are your families?" And Sota, his older brother, takes him outside and has a conversation with him and essentially says, "There's norms that we follow, and one of those is we just don't ask. We live and try to be as happy as possible without, having to, feel bad about what's going on." So he decides to stay with the family, and it's not upside down. This is how the page is. You can see he it's almost as if they're saying like he's entered crazy town. So that's chapter 34. 35, the following chapter, he questions a little bit of what is going on, and essentially the boy, he finds out, is he's a little bit not the best kid. Now he's an elementary kid, and there are certain things that are happening within the family that um, are a little strange. Like there's a lot of like ignorance of stuff. Um, there's a lot of like it's just it wants to be they want to be the perfect family. So they go out at some point, like they're buying the kid everything, candy, ice cream cones, all that, right? And at one point, Tsubasa speaks up and says, "Whoa, that's too much. Like you should probably hold it. Like you're gonna get cavities." He starts acting like a big brother, and the little boy doesn't like it. There's a scene in this chapter where he is catching bugs, and he's using Subasa's shirt that Subasa had told him previously to not touch it, to stand on, and it's full of mud. And he starts yelling at him, and everyone like Sota and the fake wife show up, and they're like, "Hey, what are you doing? Like, we don't do that in this house. We don't make each other hurt. We are a happy family." And he's kind of shut down, but the last scene of that chapter, we do see the little kid doing it, and we know that he's doing it on purpose. Chapter 36, we see his more evil side. Tsubasa is kind of placed to take care of him. He takes him to school. The teachers there talk to Tsubasa, and essentially everyone in the school that's an adult think, they feel bad for the boy. They're like, oh yeah, his parents are horrible. It's so great that Sota took him in, and we're trying our best to do the same thing here and be good to him and all that. So it all looks kind of fam and dandy. They even go home together. He's smiling and all, and um, he takes him to his old home to pick up something, and it's pretty bad. Like he goes in and there's trash everywhere. Sabasa realizes that he had a pretty bad life. And yeah, so he feels bad for him until when he goes outside, he's beating up one of his friends because he's not doing his homework for him. It's pretty like, what the heck? Huge red flags. So he notices and he knows that this kid is bad news. And he even tells Subasa, like, you can lose Sota, you can lose this perfect family that we are, so you're not gonna say anything. And he threatens him. Now, while all this is happening, the chapter ends with Subasa's mom seeing him on TV, just like how he saw Sota. So, um, chapter 37, which is again, as of right now, the most current chapter. Um, we have this whole encounter of Nakajima showing up, and he saw him on TV as well, and they have this whole conversation. And Nakajima expresses how his family himself also struggles, and there's problems, there's fights and all that, and then it just seems like that's the norm, like that's what it is. Like we're not always going to be perfect, and that can be fine. And they have a really good heartfelt um, chapter there, to be honest. And Subasa, each time he describes the family he's with now with Sota, he's like, "Yeah, this is a good family. They're happy. It's all good." And that thought of the little boy being such an evil kid is still there at all times, because we see him like go like, "Oh yeah," but the big part of the end is that the dad is trying to stop the mom from going to go see Subasa as well. So this is the last um, I thought I lowered the brightness. It went up again. This is the last part of that chapter. The mom wants to go get Tsubasa, and they want to be again the perfect family. So I think the mom is insane. She's drugging people for sure. We don't know what the drugs is, but she is definitely he. It's gonna be a mess because Sota's gonna lose it. Um, But yeah, that is what we have so far. It's a super messy family, and we'll see what happens. For now, guys, if you haven't done so by now, make sure you do subscribe to my channel. Give some love by commenting, liking, and sharing. If you haven't yet, check out the other videos. Go check them out. This is a great series. You're not missing. You're missing a lot if you're not reading it. That's what I meant to say. Thank you again, and like always, don't be strangers. See you guys.